Hey guys, so I'm afraid I might have a few boring videos for you while I'm recovering from this sickness. But this is something that I've been waiting to announce, but I wanted to wait until it was all painted. I said in one of my vlogs that it was going to be very beautiful, this new gate. And after a very long time of having a gate falling off the hinges, we decided to get the new gate. But at the same time, I met two young men at a children's home, like about 50 kilometers from here, and they have taught themselves how to do this. Can you believe? Using cement, chicken wire, and like metal bars, very thin metal bars, about the thickness of my finger sort of thing. And they have taught themselves how to do these sculptures. Now they don't just do angels, they have done others as well, but this is what I requested. I said, can you put two angels guarding either side of our gate at Feathershill? And hold on a second. Sorry, I said, can you put two angels guarding either side of our gate at Feathershill? And this is the end result. Now this works in many ways for me. First of all, it very clearly tells people that God's work goes on here. This is what we hope for. But on the other side of things, guys, there's a story behind this, but also it has a dual purpose because of that. Now, I'm going to tell you this story, so I hope you don't find it boring, but this is a dream manifested, actually. A vision, a dream, however you want to call it. Now, when, back in 2013, I think it was, I was on my own here at the land. Now, there was no gate, there was just a lump of wood across the road. In fact, it's that piece of wood. It's leaning up against that tree. It needs moving. There was no fence around the land, and there was only I living at the land. There was no children, and there was a security problem. Basically, we had rescue dogs, but a group of men tried to get me off the land, and some of them were very unsavoury characters. And their goal was to claim the land as their own and try to sell it. So they came, and I stood on my own with them, and I locked all of the buildings and refused, because there was no way to lock them out because there's no fence on the land. And I refused to let them gain entry to any of the buildings. I said, no, you're not. And this escalated, and eventually I got word that they might be going to poison the rescue dogs to try and scare me away from Uchira and Tanzania. So naturally I was very worried. Now this began my relationship with the Maasai protecting Feathershill, because I called a friend of mine who I'd made at the time, who you've all met in the videos, Moses, and I told him what my problem was, and he sent me two Maasai warriors to sleep outside on the land with the dogs. And indeed, in the dead of night, a group of men did come to poison the dogs, and they were met with two Maasai bearing machetes, and these men ran. So I can't imagine. I wish I'd seen it. I often envision something very funny when I think of this, but they came to do bad and they were chased by two Maasai, so they got the fright of their lives. I was still very worried though, and I was staying inside the house by myself, and I had two Maasai outside. It was just a very intense situation, and I was praying a lot about it. And then one night I had a dream, or a vision if you like, and I dreamed of this land. Now, as I say, there was no fence around the land, so we were just totally exposed, but there was a boundary line of like spiky hedges, if you like, spiky bushes, but they're easy to dodge through the middle of. They're not now, the fences there, they're actually quite a good deterrent, but before that you could just walk through in between them. And all around that boundary line in my dream, or vision, or however you want to describe it, were male angels the typical vision of a male angel with the wings, but on one knee with a sword and the head down touching the top of the sword. And this is what I saw in my dream. And when I woke up, I was busy at the moment. On the road is busy, I mean. When I woke up, I was no longer afraid, naturally. I figured it was a sign to say, don't worry about it, you're protected. Just get on with your work and stop letting this fear slow you down. So the closest thing I could get to that were these guys here. I actually preferred them like this with the heads up because I found a picture on the internet. And these were a reminder of the dream I had to say, the land here at Featherstail is protected. That was God's way of telling me it's protected and you're protected that day. But also at the same time, since then, more dangerous foe has set its sights on Featherstail, as you all know. And this is, you would only call, if angels protect our work, you would only say demons do work for their work, and this is the witch doctors and their gangs. Now, people in Tanzania are still afraid of men of God. I don't know about the witch doctor people. They seem so far and so godless, I don't think they have much fear of anything. However, that sends a clear message. And I think this, coupled with the fact that it's known now that we have Maasai guarding us, and also that we have the KK sign, which is, funnily enough, K is the 11th letter of the alphabet, 1111 sign, KK. The KK security team, who are the guys, when you press the button they come. Then I think it's a good deterrent visually as well. I think it sends a message that we are protecting these children and God is protecting these children, and no one's going to bow down and roll over for the dark wants of these individuals, or for anyone who wants to cause harm to Featherstail or the children or anyone else inside this compound. So, two-legged or four. So, yeah, we've been having a facelift here at Featherstail, and much needed, and also kind of enforced a little bit because the government in Tanzania are very particular on, unfortunately, I'll do another video about this, they're very particular on the cosmetic appearance of things and not so much on the content of what goes on inside at times. But anyway, this is why we have angels protecting us at the gate, and made by two very talented and amazing artists who taught themselves how to do this. And it's the same guys who painted the kitchen and everything, and they taught themselves how to do this using nothing but cement and chicken wire, and it's just amazing work, I'm sure you agree. So, right, and that has worn me out, so I'm going to go back to bed because I'm really battling with energy. Fritzy's still in bed as well, so I'm going to take a breather. I'm going to try and do amusing tonight and see if I find it in me. So, good luck, guys.